Welcome to a special edition of The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Today is a special edition, and I started out by wanting to talk about QuickBooks, Intuit Quickbooks versus Salesforce. This was inspired by an episode of Marcus Lemonis where he was talking to Perspirology, a company that has a trampoline system to get you exercising. And throughout his whole episode, he talks about the power of QuickBooks and Salesforce, and they'd probably sponsor The Fixer on Fox. And there's a few things that Marcus said and a few things that we learned, a few things I wanted to talk about today. One, I was wondering why in the world is Marcus having QuickBooks and Salesforce? They're partners, but there's a bigger issue here I wanted to bring out, and it's directly about your business. If you do not have some system of record that can help you know how much profit you're making and how much loss you're having, profit and loss, that helps you understand your balance sheet, that helps you understand your cash flow, that helps you understand how much money you're making and from what categories you're making it in, helps you understand your cost of goods sold. What does it actually cost you to make this product or service this product? That help you track where are your expenses, your fixed costs, such as your lease, maybe your rent, your utilities, things of that nature, and then your other expenses, such as maybe your payroll, your landscaping, your insurance cost, whatever it may be. If you don't have something to track these numbers in your business, as Marcus says, you don't have a business. So Marcus relies on QuickBooks for that side of the business. Put your numbers in there, understand your numbers. And he grills businesses, not in a bad way, but he wants them to be smarter entrepreneurs. He grills them on, do you know your numbers? So QuickBooks is important. And what's interesting about this is that QuickBooks, of course, a few years ago bought MailChimp. QuickBooks has been very fastidious, I think the word is, has been very focused on the power of AI to help a business, and not yet using agentic AI externally, but QuickBooks is infusing AI into the QuickBooks platform to make QuickBooks much easier to use, to automate many things it's doing, to get memos written if somebody pays you late, to help you get more intelligence in how you run your business through the power of Intuit Quickbooks. But then Marcus, towards the end of one of the episodes or integrated into it, he was like, hey, I'm going to bring Salesforce here, and I'm going to have them teach you about customer segmentation. What got me interesting, and I'm mixing a lot of things here, is that now QuickBooks, as they're more tightly integrating MailChimp, it's no longer QuickBooks and MailChimp, but to the integration of QuickBooks and MailChimp, QuickBooks now has a full stack for understanding your numbers, for the financial operation of your business, and they're getting more and more, quickly more and more. MailChimp can already do it, but the integration into a full stack of who are your customers, and in fact, integrating into a light CRM so you know who's paid you, who your customers are, what they bought, maybe what you should sell to them or serve to them more as well. And then, of course, Marcus has brought in Salesforce, where he had one of their EVPs, executive vice presidents, teach people about customer segmentation. So you understand not only who you're selling to, the demographic level or where they live, but also it's important, what is the segmenting, what is the psychographics of your customers. Marcus, in I think episode 2 or 3, he was looking at Fluffology, a doggy grooming service, and she had high-end items, $300 for a collar, $200 for a bone, whatever it is, very pricey. But you look outside the neighborhood, there was a lot of homeless there, some of the rundown stores there, and et cetera, which indicates this wasn't a high net worth area. People who need dog services, people who are amazing people, but they didn't have a lot of money. So the other side note here, Marcus didn't say this in this episode, but I know he teaches this and knows this, of course. He invests in hundreds of businesses, is that do you know the customers who you're serving and who they're at? What are their demographics? What are their psychographics? So today on this special edition of The Rundown with Ramon, I just wanted to unpack that for you and distill this for you. Even though millions and millions of people, do you think business owners use software? Most business owners, I fear, are using back of the napkin. Most maybe are just inputting it manually in a spreadsheet, and I'm glad you're using something, but I'm wondering, could you do better? So I wanted to take a time and distill and unpack this difference between QuickBooks and Salesforce and help us understand that. Because I got it when I saw it on The Fixer. I'm looking at most of the businesses Marcus looks at, their profit, like what they're paying themselves, $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. Maybe they're running a $500,000 business, $2 million business. He's worked with bigger businesses too, but mainly they're the main street small businesses run by one or two persons who signed the check, who hires the people, who's working in the business and not working on the business day to day. So What is best for business? I did some research here. If your core need, and all of our needs, if your core need is bookkeeping, invoicing, and bills, and payroll, and inventory, and all those things, QuickBooks is probably the default software that you're going to use, or a version of it, notwithstanding FreshBooks and Zoho Books and Wave Accounting and some other accounting software out there. But by and far, QuickBooks does have the lion's share of that. Now, if your core business or a big part of your business is really managing the pipeline, customer service, multi-channel growth, and etc., Salesforce is a CRM category leader for that, of course. You're going to bump heads depending on what you need with NetSuite and with other software tools like that. But Salesforce has earned the right because they are the leading brand for all things customer service and multi-channel growth and managing your sales pipeline if you have 4 or 5, 10 salespeople in your team. So what are some best practices? Well, maybe you have $100,000 to $10 million in revenue. You are a small business. QuickBooks can be great for you and can work. Now, maybe you have Salesforce, and some companies use them both, of course. Maybe you have Salesforce, and you have more than 3 sales staff or service staff. You have a longer B2B sales cycle. Maybe you have field service staff that are on the road selling outside the business, and you need some sort of repeatable process and reporting. This is where Salesforce probably has the edge. Side note, Marcus Lemonis demoed Salesforce's Agent Force right to Fluffology. And I thought we can talk about this, see all the headlines, and many of us are in a bubble, but seeing that on live TV, well, this lady was able to, he brought up a screen and had a fictional customer say, hey, I need my dog groomed. I need this, that, and the other. And a human-sounding voice was able to guide them through the pre-sales process and more of how they could get their dog serviced at Fluffology. That's a small example of a agent force in business. It's much bigger than just a telephone bridge, much bigger than a voice prompt. Please press 1, please press 2. This is intuitively listening, intuitively understanding, and intuitively guiding you through the process to move you along so you can have less human intervention, saving money, but also so the humans could spend more time doing what humans do. Taking your daughter to a dance recital, taking your son to his ball game, or spending time with your family on the couch watching a movie and growing the business. So what types of small businesses fit each one of these? So QuickBooks trades and contracts and retail and e-commerce, studios, maybe creative shop, distributors, or light manufacturing. QuickBooks Enterprise can help you with inventory. So QuickBooks is great for a lot of these things. Now, you have Salesforce, and many companies still and combine them, QuickBooks in the back office and Salesforce at the front or for sales, B2B sales teams, agencies, SaaS, financial and professional services, field service, HVAC and installers and more. This is where Salesforce may have an edge over QuickBooks, just according to some research I've done. Now, market share. And market share doesn't mean a big deal, but it shows you who's the leader and what other people are using. CRM, Salesforce is leading that worldwide by far. It has about a 20% market share in the CRM space, but there's many other vendors that are great, that do great work. Now, for small business U.S. accounting, multiple trackers estimate that QuickBooks is the clear leader. About 62 to 83% of the market share for your basic Main Street small business accounting, it's going to be QuickBooks. Again, I've already mentioned other great software out there, which you should look at. Wave, Zoho Books, FreshBooks, and many others out there. I even interviewed the U.S. president of Odoo, so you want to check out Odoo as well. So I think I may wrap up there. I don't need to go through a whole expose of QuickBooks or Salesforce, but company size and revenue. Salesforce, by the way, has about 76,000 employees. Intuit Quickbooks parent has about 18,000 employees. And I think I'll stop there. I won't give a whole verbal decision tree, but the main thing I wanted to mention is, again, to recap what I'm trying to express today. If you're not using any accounting software for your business, you must, because if you don't really understand what money am I bringing in, what are my expenses, and what are the categories that this money is coming in, how will you know what areas to grow your business? If you're not using anything. And then second of all, if you're not using any software at all, as much software, much technology as you can for the different parts of your business. If you're running a serious sales team, you need a sales tool. QuickBooks can help with some of that, but Salesforce or a discrete, a specific sales tool is important for your business to understand the numbers, to understand what's happening so you can make better decisions. So again, I hope this is helpful for you today, but I saw this on The Fixer with Marcus Lemonis, and I was like, wow, he's showing QuickBooks in the show, and of course they're sponsored, probably him and their partner there, which is great. And then he showed Salesforce as well. So I was like, why using both? But again, you may be in a position where you need both, or as you're deciding, you may be growing. I hope I provided some guidance, and you need Salesforce, and or you're growing, and you may need QuickBooks, but use something. And then the third part here, this agent force. AI is not a game. It is a game changer for your business. And you're going to be there between those who are using AI, those who are not, and then those who are using it to 10x, to maximize their business, and those that are just stuck in doing some prompts. Listen, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to sign up. Do not miss out. Zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com. You can subscribe to our little subscribe button there. See that there, or a little pop-up will come, or /subscribe. Get our email newsletter. Don't miss out. You don't want to miss out for a YouTube channel. Yeah, do it all right now. YouTube.com/@Zone of Genius. Yes, Zone of Genius. Yes is our YouTube channel. You want to click and sign up so you don't miss out on insights like this. And of course, you could be watching me now on LinkedIn, on Facebook, whatever. But main thing, go to zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com, and sign up. And this episode is brought to you by our friends at Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security. Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security. You want to go there today and check it out and make sure your business is secure. You spend time to lock the doors of your house. Click, click. You spend time to lock the doors of your car. Beep, beep. Make sure your small business is secure. Guess what? Hackers want your business. Don't let them get it. Again, thanks for being here on a special edition of The Rundown with Ramon.